All right, I'm gonna start off with a blank piece of paper. Now I'm gonna break it into 3 sections because we're gonna have our main idea 1, main idea 2, and main idea 3 for whatever paper you decided to write about. So at the top, you're gonna write either zoos are blank. Are they harmful or helpful? Now for my example, I'm going to go ahead and circle, because in my opinion, again, does not have to be your opinion, I think that they are helpful to animals. So some ideas that I'm going to focus on are education, saving endangered animals, and not only just saving endangered animals, but helping animals. All right, and some ideas that go along with these 3 things that I really want to focus on for education. People learn about animals and develop love or passion towards the animal. If they know more about the animal, they will want to help it. And then for my second paragraph about saving endangered animals, there's a list of things that the zoo does to save the animal. For example, they increase the number of animals in groups that might almost be extinct. Remember, that means that gone forever. And then moving down to helping animals, if you are working on how zoos are helpful, I want you to write down, how do you think zoos are helping animals? I will say, a hint, hint, they have healthcare. And I'm only going to put that down. You can explain more about what that means for those animals in the zoo. For those of you that are working on how zoos are negative, same thing. We're going to break our paper into 3 sections. Zoos are harmful at the top. And now let's talk about your first main idea, your second main idea, and your third main idea. Now, one thing that I definitely want to talk about in my paper with zoos being negative is how they can develop animals, and zoos can develop zoochosis. And what does that mean? It means that animals are taken from their homes and become sad. Animals will also start to act, I would say sad, but they would act in a strange way. And you can list the pace back and forth, comma, and then you can list the other things that they do when they have zoochosis. For my second idea of zoos are harmful, I'm going to talk about how zoos are dangerous. Dangerous for animals. I'm going to talk about how dangerous they are because the noise level can harm animals. We also talked about how the lights can harm animals, being that it's too bright. So I could go into saying their enclosures are too bright and can make animals aggressive. And then for my third and final paragraph about how zoos are harmful, I'm going to talk about how they don't live as long. Don't live as long. So with that idea, I'm going to talk about how we read about some elephants are so upset that they don't live as long as they do in the wild. I'm also going to have a supporting detail about how they don't live as long because the killer whale Junior, a killer whale, was so sad. He died within 4 years. And the last thing I want to talk about how animals don't live as long. There can be malfunction, like those stingrays. Malfunctions, like the one from the Chicago Zoo, can ruin an enclosure and kill animals accidentally because they don't want to do it on purpose. They just didn't do it the right way. So those are going to be my harmful main ideas I talk about in my paper.